beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer Diamond, and I'm a certified plant-based nutrition coach living a whole food, plant-exclusive, sos-free, gluten-free lifestyle for health and well-being. And it literally gave me my life back. And it can help improve your life too. So today I wanted to bring you along while I make something really interesting, a sprouted lentil sesame milk. Let's do this. So there are all kinds of plant milks out there. Some people make their own. You can buy them in the store. They're shelf stable. There's some in the refrigerator. There's all kinds, right? Almond milk, oat milk, rice milk, soy milk, and so on. But what about sprouted lentil milk? Well, today I wanted to bring you along with me while we try something new and give you another version of a plant milk. So the first thing you're gonna need is I'm using my Vitamix, but you're gonna want a high-powered blender, something that you can really blend everything up with, and some sprouts. Well, I have been sprouting my own sprouts for a while now, and if you haven't seen my sprouting videos, I'll link them here so you can check them out. Sprouting is super simple, it's fun, and there's all kinds of seeds that you can sprout. These are lentils, and I literally was able to create these lentil sprouts, and I am going to take about half a cup, and I want the half a cup, and I wanted to show you me measuring them because I want you to see that you can really pack them in there. So you want to get a full half a cup of these sprouted lentils, and you're just going to go ahead and add it right in to your blender. And the next thing that we're going to do, so I just want you to see what that looks like. There you go. And so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add in some other seeds. So one of the seeds that I have here are these. These are white sesame seeds, and I'm going to go ahead and pour in a quarter cup of those, as well as a quarter cup of pumpkin seeds. Now, these are heirloom pumpkin seeds, and so they've got this dark color to them. You don't have to use these. You can use any pumpkin seeds. Just make sure they're not salted and they don't have any oil on them, and that you are able to have the shell off of them, so they'll be already shelled. The next thing that we're going to do is, you could do one of two ways. You can go ahead and add for sweetness, if you want sweetness, some dates. And I have a couple here sitting in some water. These were in the freezer. I wanted them to be nice and soft and easy to blend, which is why I have them in a little bit of water. But if you don't want to do that, you want to make sure that you have a sweetener, but you don't want to use these, or maybe you don't have them available. You can also try this one, which is a date syrup. And I really like Lady Date syrup. Now, this is to add some sweetness. If you want, you can make it without this, and if you decide, yeah, I want to add a little sweetness, you can always add it later. And if you are going to add it later, I would recommend that you use the date syrup, because that's easy to just mix in, and you can just start with maybe a quarter of a teaspoon and increase it a little bit, maybe to half a teaspoon, depending on what you're looking for. If you're gonna for sure use it, then you can add these in at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and try it this way and do this later, but if you were gonna add these in, what you're gonna wanna make sure that you do is get these pits out and this little button on top that sometimes come with, and you would throw this whole thing right in there. But for fun, we're gonna try to just blend it up this way. I wanna taste it first before I sweeten it. And then the last thing, one of the most important things that we need is the liquid, of course, you guys. So I've got measured 3 cups of filtered water, and I'm just gonna add that right in there. And if you haven't subscribed, well, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and then you'll be notified when I go live or post new videos. And give this a thumbs up. I really appreciate if you would do that. It helps me spread the word and allow other people to find my channel. And if you are already subscribed, I just want to take a moment. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate the support. And now that you've subscribed, go ahead and put a comment in the bottom. Have you ever heard of anything like this? And if so, have you made it? Do you do anything different? Let me know. So now we're going to go ahead and just blend this up and start our party. So get your ears on. I'm getting mine on. I hope you get up and dance a little bit with me while we let this blend up nicely.
'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Flashing red lights, driving at night, windowless ride, feeling alive, nothing in sight, forever in flight, follow those lines.
Oh man, it gets my heart pumping and it gets my breathing going. It feels so good when we dance. Okay, but we do have to get back to what we were doing, and that is making some fun new milk. Let me move the base out of the way. And let's open this up and take a peek. Ooh, see? I just want you to see what that looks like. So here you go. Not looking too pretty, right? Because it's all kinds of stuff in here. So what we're going to want to do next is we're going to want to strain the milk. And you can do this a couple different ways. You can use a nut bag to strain it, which is what we're going to do today. Or if you don't have a nut bag, you can also use like a paint strainer bag. And a nut bag, well, I'll link something in the description below in case you don't have one. You can check it out. And if you wanted to go with the painter's bag, you could get that at the hardware store, and I'll even see if I can find one of those to link, and they're very inexpensive. So either way, you can't go wrong. Let me see if I have one to show you, just so you can see what it looks like. Yes, I do. This is the paint strainer bag. So you can see the difference. It's very mesh, it's very light, versus this one, which is the nut bag. So now what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to place the nut bag over some kind of bowl, or it could be another container like this, and we're just going to be pouring the whole thing in here. We are going to want to strain out all the pulp and have this beautiful milk left. There you go. And of course, try this recipe, and then if you like it, you can decide maybe I need to double the recipe, or you can make it as you need it. There you go, look at that. You can already see the milk. And I just gently take my time and squeeze from the top and move my way down and gently twist a little bit. And you just want to slowly move your way down the bag. If you squeeze too much in the middle, well, it could shoot you in the eye. But sometimes it can make its way up out of the top, and then it's a big mess because the pulp will go in the bowl. So you just want to be careful that you have that top closed off and that all the stuff that you're working with is going towards the bottom of the bag. Now, what do you do after you strain it? Well, in the bag, and I'm going to show you, is the pulp. And you can just throw it out or, compost it, but what I like to do is save it. Yes, I do. I save it, and I can put it on some trays and put those trays in my dehydrator. I have an Excalibur dehydrator. You can do it with any dehydrator. If you don't have a dehydrator, you might be able to try it in a very low heated oven. I haven't done it that way, so if you try it, let me know how it works out. But then what I would do is take that pulp, and after it's dehydrated, I could put it in a dry mix container, which I have, and just kind of fluff it up or break it up. And then I have like this flour that I could use in any recipe that calls for a flour. And that's also fun to do. We are just about finished here. Taking my time, not wanting to squirt myself in the eye. You know, that really wouldn't work that well, hopefully, for me because I have glasses on, but you'd be amazed. There have been times when, even with my glasses, I've shot myself in the eye somehow, so don't do that. All right, this is looking really, really good. Okay, so this is the milk, and that looks really great, but I do want to show you what the pulp looks like. So let's just take a minute here. In case you've never seen this, you can see it here. Look at that, see? And it's literally the pulp, all the fiber, everything that we're not going to use. And that's why I think it's great to hang on to it, because it's really good and we can use it in another form. So let me rinse my hands. I'll be right there. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is go ahead and taste it, right? So let me get a spoon. Actually, get a couple spoons. I just want to give it a mix. Now, if you notice, it does not look super clear, not like really white. And that's because I believe the type of pumpkin seeds that I used, which I had mentioned earlier, are this heirloom. And so that may have given it this little tinge of a green color. But I'm okay with that, and you should be too. So let me taste this. Wow, so that is a really beautiful milk. And I definitely can taste the lentil, so it's got a lentil flavor to it. Can you imagine? And since I didn't add any sweetener, I actually like it just like this. But I know for my husband, I think that he would prefer it a little sweetened. So what I'd like to do is ask him to come in, have him taste it this way. Then we'll mix some up with a little bit of the date syrup, and we'll see what he says about that. And then I'll show you how to store it. Hey, Todd, would you join me? Todd, would you join me, honey?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh,
I'm here,
hey, say hello to everybody.
Hello to everybody. I was just getting mic'd up.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So I just completed making some sprouted lentil milk.
Okay.
And it's unsweetened. There's nothing in it. It's
Okay.
very plain.
Okay.
I would like to ask if you would taste it.
Sure.
And then I will sweeten it up a little bit. I think this is the one I used. And then you can try that one as well,
Okay.
and give us your opinion.
Okay. Let's get a full helping here. It's definitely got a sprout flavor.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, it's got the lentil sprout flavor.
But it's surprisingly pretty mild.
Right.
And kind of milky, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the idea.
Yeah. So, I mean, would you, if you were going to be using something that either needed this plant milk to cook a recipe maybe, or maybe you were doing some kind of a whole grain cereal or something, or making oatmeal, would you be interested in using this the way it is?
Yeah, I might. I mean, it's a very distinct flavor. Obviously, doesn't taste like almond or soy or cashew or any of the other plant milks. So it's a very definite flavor that probably goes with some very specific, food items.
Okay. All right. Now what I want to do is I will
not really answering the question.
That's okay. That's okay. I want to pour a little bit in here.
Okay.
And I want to do that. Let's see. Oh, if I could do that. Okay. So I want to just set this aside.
Right.
And the reason why is because I want to be able to taste them both.
Sure.
Right? So I want to go ahead and add some date syrup to it to sweeten it. Now, maple syrup is another one that you could do.
You could.
But
that might be interesting though. But yeah,
which one?
Maple. But go ahead.
Yeah, so either one might have a very tiny bit of a flavor of whatever it is. So, this one might just have a little bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and add a small amount, because this is not the whole thing, just like 1/8 of a teaspoon, just to see if you notice anything. And if you do and you want a little bit more, we can always do that as well.
Sure.
And so you just want to give it a minute to stir. Now, if you do add the date syrup, whether you do it with the regular dates and you have it go through the process of draining it and straining it versus this way, it will, I think, change the color of the milk again.
Well, it has definitely changed the color of the milk.
And so let me...
It's a little darker, grayer kind of.
Yeah, so let me just make sure that we get all that in there. My hands are clean. And so before you taste it, let's just kind of see if you notice. I don't know if you could tell, but we can tell a little bit. So go ahead and give this one a taste and tell me if you can taste the dates.
I can't really taste the dates.
No? So you would want a little more?
In fact, I don't really taste a difference at all.
Oh, really? Okay, so let's add a little bit more. Let's add a little bit more. So we did 1/8 of a teaspoon. I'll do another 1/4. I think I would do anywhere between 1/2 to a whole on the whole batch. And since this isn't a whole batch, I didn't want to sweeten it so much that that's all you taste is dates.
Sure.
But I do want you to be able to taste it. And so it is sticking a little bit in here, which it does. And of course, because we added more, now it's more concentrated and the color is definitely changed.
Yeah, definitely
so
changed.
give that a try.
Okay, let's try this now. Okay, so that's definitely sweeter.
Okay, so for you, someone
and that's definitely more of a balanced flavor. It's not really heavy on the sprout flavor, but it's not, super datey either.
Super datey, I like that.
Super datey. It's like a little comic book hero.
Okay, so I would like to try them both.
Okay.
So let me try this again. Yes, it's got an earthy taste. Taste to it.
Yep.
And I actually kind of like it, and I think if it's cold, it would be good.
Yeah, the more I drank it, the better it got.
Oh yeah, that's definitely sweetened. So for me, I wouldn't want it sweetened, and I can see where you would. So I think either way, you can't go wrong. And then what I would recommend is putting it in some kind of container, a glass container with a nice tight lid, and you can store it in the refrigerator for a few days. Hopefully you'll be able to drink it and enjoy it before then. If you notice that anything separates, maybe overnight, which sometimes it can, just go ahead and shake it or stir it up and it should be fine. So anyways, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you.
And thank you.
And we appreciate you guys being here. We hope that you enjoyed this and maybe give it a try, right? So don't forget, and I mean it, don't forget to eat your greens and give plants a chance. We will see you next time, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.